So how do you expect this recorder to be? Just your regular old reel-to-reel portable? Well, think again. We're ready to play back. Yes, a vertical reel-to-reel tape recorder. Isn't that weird? Wow, that's blurry. Got batteries in there. Kind of hard to get that off, but it uses a 6D batteries for 9 volts. Can't get that freaking thing off though. I do have batteries in it though. Very unique recorder. I mean, like normal. I mean, like this. Like it would look like a regular recorder like this. Nope. This recorder uses 5 transistors and is, I know, unfortunately DC bias. I had to replace, well, 2 capacitors that I tested being bad, but by doing the little capacitor, putting a good capacitor across the questionable capacitor test. But I went ahead and replaced all these small capacitors, what I thought was just the signal capacitors. But then the amp was still really weak. Then I did the capacitor check and found another bad capacitor that I wasn't expecting was this 100 microfarad capacitor right here. And that mark there, that mark there is marked to show that it's the bad one. You know, so I could know which one to unsolder. Yep, it's leaky. There's a few other leaky caps over here. This cap and this cap and this cap came out of a Telectro recorder, which I replaced electrolytics on. That Telectro recorder is very special to the Reelmaster. I will be making a video of that soon. Now I want to show how this records voice. Hold the record switch over, and then put it to play. I'm not making a recording. Why is the meter acting this? The level's all the way up. Man, I have it plugged into the aux jack again. That's the second time I've done that. Okay, now I'm making a recording and it's flickering properly. I wish I had an actual meter instead of a light, you know, because you can't really tell what the level is when using just a plain old light. Now the level's set all the way up now, and I can speak at arm's length distance, see how this sounds. Level's now back at 4, or is at 4, let's see how this sounds. By the way, this is all 3 3/4.
Now I'm making a recording and it's flickering properly. I wish I had an actual meter instead of a light, you know, because you can't really tell what the level is when using just a plain old light. Now the level is set all the way up now, and I can speak at arm's length distance, see how this sounds. Level's now back at 4, or is at 4, let's see how this sounds.
Here's the S.
I'm speaking over the mic, how does this go?
Yeah, to do some S tests. Maybe a variety of S tests here. S, 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 DC, DC bias.
Maybe a variety of S tests here. S, 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 DC, DC bias.
Oh, here's another song I recorded on here. And take the reels off. You unscrew these little metal screw-on caps to remove the reels. It's a miracle that it had those caps with it. Actually, this tape came with it. It has, on the other side, it has a bunch of recordings done by some kids. And this is how it looks without the reels. And play. When you do this, it's pause. But then whenever you do it by itself without being in any other mode, it's fast forward. And then there's rewind. Original belt is still good. Original belt, both original belts are still good enough to make this machine work properly on all the modes. So that's nice. It was just capacitors, and also I put some oil on the motor because it was going like ran. It wasn't going quite as it was supposed to. Like the speed was sometimes dipping down in speed. Seems to be getting better now. Of course, you can screw those little caps on by itself. This video is the longest thing in the universe. I'm exaggerating by a great deal. The universe is endless, but basically what I'm trying to say is this video is way too long and longer than I desire to have made it. And now I'm annoyed because I'm going to have to put it in 2 parts, or unless I put it on my cassette 26 account. You know how you know how the system works. You know, I've probably talked about that before. I always get annoyed. You know, if you watch my videos on a regular basis, you've probably heard me talk about being annoyed about videos being, you know, too long. Actually, let's run it at 1/7/8. Uses a capstan sleeve. I have to take this little piece of plastic off though, which I hope doesn't freaking break in half, in order to get to the capstan enough. Pull the sleeve off, and then I put it in its little storage thing. I'm not going to bother putting the head cover on right now because I'm simply going to just do a quick test of it at 1/7/8.
I'm now recording at 1 7/8 inches per second on the Masterwork recorder. Let's see how this sounds at 1 7/8 inches per second. Level all the way up. Arm's length distance at 1 7/8 inches per second.
And there you go. Put the sleeve back on the stand. Put this plastic piece back on. And then the head cover. There. And then the Actually, you want to hear some of the little kid recordings? Now some kid recordings probably from the 60s.
It stuffed rocks in them. Hi there, people. This is Glenn Henry reporting news.
Double.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tom Sawyer. I'm here to do a play over the new Tom Sawyer book. I will hope that you all will pay attention to my new play. Thank you and goodbye.
Hope you enjoyed it. Whenever I was at that estate sale, when I found this recorder, I just got extremely excited, you know? You know, tape recorder enthusiasts watching this video, I'm sure you feel the same way. You find an extremely nice recorder, it's just a very nice feeling.